Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us this morning for Money Matters Mastermind. I'm going to start off going over some of the data points and financial numbers for the month of August. And then Mike's going to take over and go over some additional opportunities and things going on the investment side of this industry. So let me share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to run through this starting with the recruitment. So we added 16 agents in August, which is super great. That brought our agent total to 461 agents, and there were 39 appointments last month. Our contracts written, we wrote 455 contracts in August, and that was down just a little bit over last year. I should preface this before getting started. Last August of 2021 was our highest month in almost every single category. So you're going to see a decent amount of down percentages over last year because we broke almost all company records in many categories, starting with last August. So, but we wrote 455 contracts this August, and that was our highest actually year to date in contracts written. So that's a great leading indicator of what's going on in the what's going towards into as we enter the fourth quarter with what was written in August. And that's still trending down just under 9% year to date in contracts written. Of that, 199 agents in our office wrote contracts. That's 45% of our agent body. That's pretty much in line with where we've seen the last couple months. So there's been no swing really up or down there. We're up a little bit over July in agents who wrote contracts, and that could be a part of why more contracts were written in August than any other month this year. And then with listings taken, we are down about 8.5% from last year. We took 214 listings in August. Last August, we took 234. And that's still down 11% year to date with that. And 88 agents in our office took a listing. That's 20%. This is also very much in line with what we've seen the last couple months in terms of percentage of agents who are taking listings. So nothing swinging higher or lower on that front either. Okay, our total GCI, the gross commission income that agents make and bring into the office. So this 2.9 million is down from the 3.4 million of August of last year. And like I said before, some of these metrics from August of 2021 were record breaking and the highest in our 20-year company history. So we are up against our biggest month ever in these comparisons. And the GCI is still trending up year to date at 3% up year to date. This is our highest GCI August outside of last year as well. So in terms of agents and the commission that you guys are making, second highest August outside of our huge year last year. Okay, company dollars. So this is the percentage, the 30% that agents pay into their cap when they're uncapped. So we had 266,000 in company dollar in August. This was down from last August about 14%. And until June of this year, August held the record for our highest company dollar. So again, that's going to add to some of the down percentages here. And our company dollar is trending upwards just under 1% year to date. We saw some headway in the first half of the year with this. A lot of our agents selling a lot of homes, capped faster, capped for the first time, and started earning that 100%. So we will see this over time start to level out, and our year over year may become more even or even a little down compared to last year. We had a monster fourth quarter of company dollar last year, which is great for all of you guys who have capped and are now earning that 100%. Okay, profit share. So our profit share in August was $108,000. This is down just under 24% last year. August of 2021 still holds the record for our highest profit share ever. And prior to our COVID years, August would profit share around 84,000, 74,000. So I think it's important to note that 108 is still outside of what we've seen in 2020 and 2021, a really great amount of profit share for what a typical August was in this company in 2019, 18, et cetera. And profit share is down just under 6% year to date. Okay, our partnerships. So these are the companies that we are affiliated with in one way or another who contribute to the company monthly. Some of you have been on these calls before, but you'll hear me say these are all shared above the line. And what that means is they all contribute to profit share. So utilizing these companies, working with our mortgage, home warranty, title, referring clients to GMM, referring clients to Truehold now, as you'll see, we have a fifth partner listed. Those all contribute to the profitability of the company and in turn go right into the profit share pool. So our title company, we're still sharing the Q2 profits. So this will be the second month you've seen the 20,569. So that is the Q2 profits that we're sharing evenly over Q3. America's Preferred Home Warranty, just under 4,000 in August. That is pretty on par with what we expect from them and what we're used to. It does vary from time to time based on how many warranties are sold, when the data collection forms are turned in, and then when those are mailed to us and processed here. But that's typical. We like to see anywhere between 3,500 and 4,500 really there month to month. Our cross-country mortgage MSA, that is a flat rate that we receive from cross-country mortgage monthly at 8,500. So you've seen that before. And Greater Metropolitan Management, so they, like us, close their books monthly and profit share their profit to their owners, which Merwood is a 50% owner of. So their profit that they shared with us in August was $21,500. That goes right above the line into our profit share pool and continues to help make our company stronger through that affiliation and partnership. And then lastly, Truehold. So if this is only the second month they've been listed as our partnerships and shown on our income statement in the outside income section. So if you weren't on the last Money Matters Mastermind, I'll give you just a little bit of information, and Mike can jump in if he wants. But Truehold is a new partner that we have with KWGM. Mike Joyce, who is a former agent in our office, is their area sales director. And what they do is offer on homes and then lease back to the owners. So whether that is somebody who's buying new construction and needs the equity out of their home so that they can put the down payment on the new house they're building, but also need somewhere to live during that interim. That's a common client for Truehold. And then probably their most common is helping elderly clients in the transition from their home to the next place that they plan to live, and helping them get the equity out of their home while allowing them to still live in it for as long as they want or as short as 6 months. So our partnership with them is that we have Liz Kosminski in-house writing their transactions for them. She's working directly with GM Title on all the closings, and we receive a flat fee from Truehold based on every closing. So that is going to continue to be something that you'll see on here. They are hoping to close anywhere from 10 to 15 homes a month. They've written probably like 23 deals in the 2 months that Liz has been working with them. So we're super excited about the partnership. You're going to see their materials and Mike Joyce, their sales director, around our events at our business planning clinic and as a sponsor inside our office. So Mike, if you had anything else to add about TrueHold.
No, I think that's all very accurate and very great. I think that if you took one thing away from this, it is that there are a lot of opportunities for your clients to be engaged by what are referred to as iBuyers, people making instant offers. And what we love about this partnership is that it puts our agent in the driver's seat of an instant offer and allows them to stay a part of the transaction as things get faster and more technologically advanced. We want to keep the agents in the transaction, and this is a great way for us to do it and add income, profit share along the way.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to bring it home with these final metrics here. So we closed 358 units in the month of August. That is down 23% from last August, which we closed 503. And that might be the only month we've ever crossed 500, I think. Is that true? I don't know. I usually don't.
I believe that's accurate. Only one month of 500.
Yeah, so that was a huge month last year. 358 is more in line with what we've seen
historically.
It should be a 388.
Oh,
sorry, everyone. 388, and that is what we have typically seen historically for these months. We were 387 in July, so we're not swinging super far out from what we've been seeing, but it is trending down year to date as well, and how many units that are being closed. So if you were on in the very beginning of the call, hopefully this 455 contracts written, which is our highest year to date, will bring those closings forward into September and October. All righty. Our total closed volume was 101 million. That's down about 14% from last August and just down under 2% year to date. With the prices pretty much through even August, considerably still higher than what the market had seen in prior years. The volume has not seen as big a dip year to date as the units have, as the prices are still higher. And then lastly, our average sales price is 262, year to date average 247. I've said this before, but this is exponentially higher than we have ever seen. We ended last year at 224. And that was the highest ever for the office average. So to be at 247, 8 months in as the office average sales price is really awesome. And I always like to add this for agents who have only sold a couple of homes, who haven't sold any homes, or whose average might be under that. Using this metric as something in your listing presentations and working with buyers, we say here you have a whole team of support with KWGM, and that goes with the data that our sales practices provide. So don't be shy to say that your office's average sales price is 247. It's a great thing.
That is a great thing. And congratulations. Can you leave that up for just a hot second? I just love this sheet so much. Yeah. But that's one part joke and one part serious. I love all the data on here. Just a question to the group. I know, not everyone has their camera on, but hopefully you're listening. You're in a position you can unmute. There's a few reasons we share this information. As soon as I was going to ask for volunteers, Heidi turned off her camera. There's a few reasons we share this information monthly. What do you guys think that is? Why do you think that is? Somebody bail me out here.
Number one, I think, Mike, to use this conversation amongst buyers and sellers when everyone wants to say, how's real estate going? And you can use this as a conversation piece in terms of being having a market center with 460 some agents. Number one.
Number one, it's spot on. Take this data as Julia pointed out, like this is your data. This is your company. And for for those of you who don't have as nice a data or don't have the data at all, as you're just getting, some consistency and building some things in your pipeline, like this makes you conversant in real estate. Thanks so much for that, Colleen. What else? There are two more reasons that I love that we share this monthly and that I want you to take away.
To show transparency for our company, and also to so we can take the same practices in our own business.
Art coming in with number 2 and number 3. Guys, we're a profit sharing company. That means that roughly half of all the money that the owners of this company profit on a monthly basis goes to the agents who helped grow the company. We are the second most profitable market center in the world. You're going to hear a lot about some pretty cool profit share stuff that we have coming up in the month of October. So I want everybody to be taking advantage of that. But it's very important to know that profit share only works if we crack open the books and let everyone take a peek every month. Because, we shared over $100,000 last month as a company back to the agents. If we were putting, my hair and nail appointments on the company card and writing them down as expenses, or if I was gassing up with the agent's company dollar, that profit share goes down, right? Those numbers are suppressed because of the behaviors of our staff and our owners and how we spend money. Because we're an open book company, there's accountability universally. And that allows every agent can go onto mykw.kw.com and download last month's income statement and see all of the data around our profit and loss as a company. So it's really important that we be transparent. And then the third thing, as Art pointed out, is I want this to be a model for you and your business, right? There are more than half the call has a volume of business and a time in the industry where these would be relevant statistics for you, perhaps not company dollar or profit share, but how much are you earning from your partnerships? Do you have a mortgage partner or a title partner? Are you looking for one? Let's have that conversation. How many contracts have you written year to date? How many did you write last year? And if you're like, boy, I just, I haven't been tracking this, and so it's a little bit too late. No. What's nice is Keller Williams is a technology company that thinks like a top producer. And so you've got if you go to mykw.kw.com and you click access my reports, under the reports is something called a multi-year trends. And from there, you can access, as long as you've been with the company, how many listings you took, how many units you closed, how many contracts you wrote, how much GCI you earned on a monthly and annual basis. And that's a solid foundation. The reason we're talking about that today is in about 30 days, a little bit less than 30 days, we're going to be getting together for the 2023 Business Planning Clinic. Right at the start of October, we're going to be talking about what you want your business and your life to look like next year. Having your head wrapped around where you are and what's working and not working, and where you want your business to be going into that conversation is going to make it so much more productive. So I'd love the opportunity for everybody to take advantage of that and make this, it's going to be the third Thursday each month. It's the third Thursday each month for the Money Matters Mastermind. And, we couple these in with with some sort of education or announcement or something else. But I'd encourage you to be here and just think about what we're seeing as a company, why we're seeing it, how we're interpreting the data, what that means to you all, what's happening in the market at large, and then take that to your clients, right? We are articulating the why behind the what for those year-over-year comparisons. And so it's really important that you take those whys behind the whats, because your people are getting a lot of what's. Oh my gosh, real estate sales are down 10% in August. Oh my gosh, interest rates are up, 30% over where they were last year. If you understand what those numbers actually mean and why they're important to your clients, or even why they shouldn't be, you're going to put yourself in the catbird seat to be the economist of choice for your clients and your customers. So today's, excuse me, today's conversation, we don't have any special guests, but it is me making a pretty cool announcement that we made yesterday during our investor mastermind. So for those of you who were attending that, thank you for being there. If you left a little early, though, you may have missed out on some information related to our opportunities coming down the pike as a company.
Mike, can I interrupt you for 1 sec? Excuse
Oh,
me.
sure. Yeah, please.
I just wanted to add one more thing with reference to the topic we just finished. Utilizing that report, I think every agent on this call, myself included, it's a great opportunity to see if the market center is down in units or the MLS is down. How does that compare to your business as well? And if there are holes in the market center that we can help all of the agents, like how do we get more listings? How I can't get contract to close, to go to the leadership team and tell them, I would love a class on X, whatever that may be. The only way we're going to get better is to learn from each other and to capitalize on seasoned agents or agents that may be struggling to take that contract to close, and kind of getting through that as all the new agents, as I see weekly, that come on board. Everybody needs that help. So I just encourage them to just reach out to you guys if there's classes that we can offer going into the fourth quarter, as normally it slows down, to get ready and jacked up for 23.
Yeah, it's going to be 2023 is going to be an awesome year. And Colleen, thank you for that shout out in terms of another way to use that. And certainly if anybody is feeling soft or deficient in any element of their business, please let me or any other member of the leadership team know. We actually leverage that as a way to forecast and think about what's coming up on the training calendar and how we can engage more agents in a way that's going to have a material impact on their business, right? If there are fewer listings in the entire market this year, listings are going to be that much more important, right? And as I said in a conversation a couple weeks ago with an agent, as the market's shifting, right? We know that. And one of the questions was, should I maybe get a little bit more involved with buyers since, we're moving away from a seller's market? My response is this. Would you rather have every buyer in Northeast Ohio or every listing in Northeast Ohio? I bet you'd rather have every listing. So the foundation of your business is always going to be generating a lot of leads, and you want to be lead generating for listings. And so you'll see some stuff coming up on the horizon in that bucket. So getting back into what today's announcement is, we talked about this yesterday at the Investor Mastermind. Quick show of hands, just put a 1 in the chat or raise your hand if you currently own an investment property. Oh, Heidi threw in a 2 because I think that means she has 2. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so a few people do. Now, for those of you who have investment properties, if you didn't buy it as a duplex or triplex that you were living in, what was the down payment required and as a percentage for an investment property? Unless you bought it with cash, which would be pretty cool. But does anyone know what? I know Sean Hadley's on this call. Sean Hadley, what's it cost me? What's my down payment for an investment property?
Generally speaking, for a single family home, the general rule is 20%, 25% does give you a little bit better rate payment.
Okay. Excellent. So if I'm buying $100,000 investment property, I gotta pull together $20,000 to $25,000 to acquire that, correct? All right. And I've also got to have my debt to income ratios have to be aligned. I have to, I've got to go through all this rigmarole that only that every lender makes you go through, not only Sean Hadley. So you can't get too mad at him. He's just doing his job when he's asking for W-2s and things of that nature. But there's a lot that goes into it, right? And for a lot of, I don't have $20,000 lying around. But if I could take a few months and probably, cut back on the Chipotle and the Head and Shoulders, and then I could get to the point where I had that to make an investment. That's what most people do. What we want to provide as an organization, and what I'm holding is a set of legal documents that our favorite legal beagle, Josh Halpern, put together that allow for an investment fund. Right. And if you were with us yesterday, you learned about syndication, where there's a general partner and there's a limited partner from a company standpoint or from an investment standpoint. That general partner manages the relationship with the property management company, identifies the property, works with all the lenders if they're involved in the transaction, and then limited partners contribute funds. So I'm going to say this in layman's terms, now that I've said it in the jargon, the investment jargon, is that you're going to have the opportunity as an individual inside of Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, exclusively for individuals inside of Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, to make a fractional investment into a property. So what that share level or unit price might be, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per share. And you will get an equitable portion of ownership inside of an entity that owns an investment property that pays a quarterly dividend, right? You will not have to coordinate with a property management company. You will not have to go change air filters. You will not have to identify the property. You won't have to manage any relationships. It is going to be, for a lot of our people, a very, the most passive way to invest in real estate, and at a fraction of what you would have to save or bring to the table for an entire property. The reason that we want to do this, and the reason, and this has been something that we've been very excited to start to get lined out and figured out, is that we've got a mission as an organization to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. When it comes to the idea of wealth building and creating passive income, whether that be through profit share, business ownership, investment in real estate, we understand that, the opportunities that exist to do that initially or early on are not that abundant. And we want to take what we do at a very high level as an organization, which is navigate the real estate market and help people succeed through investment in real estate and creating a real estate portfolio, and make that easier for our agents. So that's today's announcement. And it's not, the fund doesn't go live tomorrow, right? So what I want everybody on this call to think about is we're probably 4 months away from acquisition at this point. So you're going to hear me talk about this over the next 60 days, probably. And over the next 60 days, you're going to hear me talk about what our investment opportunities are going to be as a company, what it's going to look like. We may flash some documents or put some things up for review. We may start thinking and teasing out the size and scope of the property, and whether or not we are going to it's unlikely that we will finance anything, but whether or not there's an opportunity for us to do something like that. And then in December, January, we're going to start raising funds, right? And we're going to have a call date, a unit price, a target property, and all these other things, return rates and all those. And we're going to say, hey, everybody who wants to play, money's due on X date. And we're going to talk about that for about 60 days. Then we're going to make an acquisition in the first quarter, and we're going to have an investment property, and we're going to start paying dividends, likely partway through the year. And those dividends, by my estimation, will likely be quarterly dividends to all of the investor partners. And that's all she wrote. And when we have success, we will immediately start talking about raising the next fund, right? This is something that we could see as a cadenced part of our annual calendar and a way to provide more opportunities to more people. If you understand and know that you should be investing in real estate, and it's a bit of a tough thing to figure out with, oh, do I want to be, oh, what if the toilet breaks, and all these things, all these negative things start flowing in your mind, all these limiting beliefs start popping in. Maybe your toe in the water is an opportunity like this. Or maybe, you've got investment goals. We heard Eric talk yesterday about having a spending goal. Maybe this helps you hit your spending goal because, you got, a few $1,000 left over at the end of the year that you want to get into an investment. You want to be participatory. You want to be engaged. So it's an exciting opportunity, and we're going to build a little mastermind around this other group of investors that we'll have, so that we're talking about the property and what's going on and teaching each other how to think about these things. So that's coming. And that's today's announcement. We're going to spend the next couple of months really getting this lined out, fine-tuned, workshopping it, getting a lot of red pen on this legalese, and then start presenting people with the opportunity. It will be a first come, first serve thing. So if it's something you're interested in, and I see Allison already is, if something you're interested in, start thinking about, I'm thinking it's probably going to be probably somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a share, because we want it to be accessible, but we also don't want to have 250 partners to get into an acquisition. We know that won't be a very interesting investor meeting. So at the end of the day, we're looking for ways to help more people get access to more passive income with even easier than ever before. So be on the lookout for more information about that. And before we bring things to a close today, does anyone have any questions? What questions do you have for me? Questions. So Allison asked, who is selecting the properties? We don't have that piece really hammered out. What we do know is that this will be a general partner and limited partner relationship, which means there will be one person there'll be one person in charge. That'll be disclosed as a part of the investment opportunity, but it will not be it won't be like a committee-based thing, right? There will be an A-class share, and that's a general partner, and then anybody that invests will be a limited partner and will not have a say in like what management company we use or what rents we charge. We will have it as an open book organization, just like ours, but there will be one person responsible for that. Will there be a limited number of shares sold? It was Bob Zimmer's question was, will there be a limited number of shares sold? And the short answer is yes. We're likely going to, as we go through the fundraise process, identify and acquire a property. And then that acquisition will come at a price. Let's say it's $200,000. If it's $200,000 and we know that's we'll get it under contract, let's say, or get it hemmed up with an LOI, then we will sell 20 $10,000 shares, or we will sell we'll probably sell 12 $10,000 shares, and then have a general partner share and A-class share that is more than that. So, and so that there's also skin in the games from a GP standpoint. So that's a great question. You know, one thing that we will explore is, depending on the level of interest and the demand, we might acquire a duplex initially. Yes. And so, or we might say, hey, we've got the opportunity. We've got, $500,000 that we could raise based on our estimations. Let's see if there's 4 single family houses and we can buy a portfolio, and there can be some economics there. So, a lot to be sorted out there. We're certainly exploring and open to a lot of different things. And to your question, and Bob Zimmer, another question: will each property be its own entity? Each acquisition will be its own entity, right? So this will not be, at least we have not set it up initially to be a fund that constantly has influx and shares. So we will, for February or March of 23, whenever we purchase, that'll be a fund. The partners will be of that fund. And then we start another one for the next acquisition. The goal would be those acquisitions get bigger, we get more people interested, they get more exciting, but so that we're not constantly diluting the shares with one fund, it at this time appears to be much cleaner to do them as standalones. Great questions, and thank you guys for those. Going to go ahead and consider Bob in. Is that okay, Bob? So if you guys have any other questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm excited about it. I think that it'll be a great way to bring us all together. And for those of you, again, who are experienced investors, super easy and passive. For those of you who are interested in investing, it is a very narrow opportunity. And that'll be it's a smaller opportunity, more achievable maybe early on. If you have any other questions, as I said, let me know. Really excited about it. More information to come, and we'll look forward to involving all of you in it. Jess Ivins asked who will manage the property. I think Jess. We will have, yeah.
I said, just making sure.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't know if Tiffany's on here, but GM Title will be our title company of choice in the acquisition. Art, your question, when will the announcement be made? So we want to firm as much up as we can before we go into the fundraise standpoint. We got some things to sort out about where the cash is going to be held, what that looks like, what the exact dates will be, how we want to manage acquisition early on, so we know what our sale price is or our purchase price is. So we got a few other things to work out. You're going to hear me talk about this in a few different ways, in a few different settings over the next couple of months. By, I would say, December 1st, I'm hoping to have a real clean, clear cut box on what we need to raise, and then spend the time raising it. And then in the first quarter of 2023, the acquisition will take place. So hopefully that's, and that has been based on, I met with a couple groups that do syndications, and do it adjacent to market centers as a way to, increase touch points and relationships and provide opportunities to agents. And so everyone was very adamant on extending the timeline as much as possible. One, that gives people time to cobble together the funds. Two, it makes sure that everything is really clean and clear. Because we could probably, start raising money on this call right now, and then, it's almost like a dog chasing its tail at that point. If I had $100,000 hit a trust tomorrow, I don't know what I'd do with it, right? So we want to be real clear on our timelines, be real clear on what we're going to do, and then be real clear on what the opportunity looks like, so that everybody feels good about what's going down. In terms of a max number of shares that one agent can buy, I don't yet know. I think that we will likely have like a couple rounds of raise. So like initially it would be like, hey, everyone can buy 1 share, right? And then if we have a shortfall, it's like, hey, we need 50 grand more to close this fund. We'll go back, and if anybody wants to buy a 2nd share, that would be my guess on how we'll do that. We're going to learn a lot in this first one. And I don't mean like we're going to learn and we're going to fail and we're going to fail forward, fail fast. I just mean that like, that's something that I hadn't considered before, Art, that you just asked. And I don't know that it shows up in our documentation in this draft. So that's something that I think I wouldn't deny anybody that opportunity, but I also would want to be as inclusive as possible initially. So more to come on that. Some great questions, guys. Really appreciate the questions and the engagement. And if you want to know more, or if you have thoughts on it, if you're like, hey, we did this in one of my sewing circles years ago, and here's what went wrong. Like, I'd love to hear that. Because we're certainly just, we want it to be a big win. We want it to be special for the people in this company, which is all of you. All right, I think that's going to be it for today. Julia, thank you, as always. And we will see you guys next week. Next Thursday, 9 a.m., Pepper Pike office, mega camp recap. We've got a really fun event, sponsors, speakers, and everything in between. It's going to be a really fun time. Next Thursday morning, 9 a.m., mega camp recap. And then, folks, if you have not got your tickets yet, the clam bake, we have over 200, I think 195 tickets sold as of this morning. If you don't have a ticket yet, get a ticket. It is a can't miss. So much fun, such a great time. Be there and support KW Cares, a really, really great cause inside of our organization and something that does a lot for a lot of our agents. So that's all for today, guys. Have a wonderful one. We'll see you next week.